Yeah. So that again, it's layers here. Um, I am I am blessed to have worked with really, really strong enablement teams also. And I
Mm,
think that's something that it can't just come from leadership and whatnot, but it has to be kind of this culture around, hey, you're not just going to be onboarded. You're not just going to learn how to use our product, how to sell or how to talk about our product and the industry and whatnot, but you are going to evolve as as a human being. Like you're going to take some of these skills with you to your personal life, to your throughout your career. And I think some of that is creating enablement that continues throughout their entire career with me, so that that's something that truly, again, it's not the onboarding and the enablement, it never stops. It's something that we're constantly fostering, we're constantly coaching. And there's different ways to do that. I mean, I'm a big fan of call coaching. I That's something that I invest definitely a decent amount of time into, and have different ways that I'm, either scoring or providing feedback in different things. But I think even just doing that as a team of listening to calls, role playing, practicing, and really building that mindset around honing your craft and around that concept
mhm.
that you're going to continue to improve, you're going to continue to strive for excellence, um, as well as when I see examples of it. I mean, there's definitely people that will mention, "Oh, I just read this book, or I listened to this podcast, or um, something that they saw on LinkedIn or whatever." A lot of times, I'll try to give them kind of a platform during a team meeting to say, "Hey, would you mind bringing this up in a team meeting?" Because again, it can't all come from me. That would be really annoying for my team, just to hear from me all the time. And so to give my team platform and a place to talk, and that also helps the other people see, like, hey, Julie sees this as a good thing. And so I think the more that I can kind of highlight those examples, give people a place to kind of share what they're learning and how that's shaping them, as well as allow them a place to be challenged. Like a lot of times, we'll have conversations where I'll bring into a team meeting a problem that I'm struggling with, that
Mm,
maybe I haven't solved it yet. I don't know the answer, but to be able to bring that type of stuff to a team meeting and say, hey, here's something that we're working through on the leadership team, or here's something that we're trying to solve for. I'm curious about your thoughts. Tell me how this would impact you, or tell me what you guys think the right answer is, and stuff like that. And it allows me to not only learn from my team, but also it allows them to feel a little bit elevated, because they feel listened to, they feel heard. And I genuinely want and care about their input. And I think that's something that's really important, is for them to understand that, first of all, I don't have all the answers, because I never want them to think that I do, because that would be a mistake. But to know that I genuinely care about them and trust in them, and want to hear from them, I think it allows them to more willingly speak up and say, hey, I have an idea, or hey, here's a problem that I'm trying to solve for. And maybe they feel a little bit more comfortable sharing that in the larger group, instead of feeling like they've got to burden that or shoulder that all alone. And I can do that by mirroring this, like the behaviors that I want them to do, I do. So if I want them to be vulnerable, if I want them to share different things and talk through or collaborate, like, I'm going to show them what that looks like by bringing them into those conversations. And often I think that is what happens, is then they feel a little bit more comfortable to do the same.